Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be showing you a day in the life as an entrepreneur. I wanted to bring these videos because I really want y'all to see like how crazy it gets being an entrepreneur, but not only an entrepreneur, somebody who do multiple things. Like, it's not just one focused business, one focused brand. I'm like bouncing all over the place. I wear multiple hats. So yes, that on top of being a stay-at-home mom, listen, it's a lot going on over here, but I wanted to take you guys on the inside so I can show you guys what I'm going to be doing today. Today I am going to be having a cake jar sale. So yes, I do bake, so I'll be selling some cake jars while my cupcakes is baking on and off. I plan on multitasking, and I'm going to be in my office also making Cricut t-shirts. So I'm just going to be showing off a couple of Cricut t-shirt designs. This video will be mostly voiceover because I'm gonna be slowing down if I try to keep constantly talking. So it'll be mostly voiceover, and I won't be trying to stop too much to talk to the camera. So excuse me for that. But anyways, y'all, let's just get into a day in the life as an entrepreneur. So before I get into anything, I gotta turn on my music of choice and get into it. And my favorite music of choice, as always, is praise and worship music. It just put me in a different mood. But anyways, I like to go ahead and set out everything that I am going to be using to bake. And I like to go ahead and set up like any pre-ingredients that need to be made. And before we even do that, your girl realized I need to go to the store because I'm missing a couple things, and I'm not going to stop in the middle of baking to go get them. So I went ahead and set up, and then I came back to start on some of my ingredients. The ingredients I started with was the toppers that are going to be on the cake jar on top of the icing. So I went ahead and got that out of the way because I didn't want to do it at the end. And I just placed those in a Ziploc bag, and my man decided to pop up after his nap, and I just carried on with what I had to do, y'all. So I got everything set up. So now it's time for me to begin making my ingredients. And yes, everything is made from scratch. It's not hard to make per se, especially with cake jars. They're pretty simple. But since I make them from scratch, it do take a little bit longer, but I absolutely love it. I love how it comes out. I love how moist they come out tasting. So yeah. But anyways, I'm not going to talk too much about like what I'm actually doing in the video. I'll give you guys a little snippet here and there, but I just want to talk a little bit about like life as an entrepreneur, to be honest, and a little bit about different things that I do as an entrepreneur. So here, clearly I am baking, and this was the last time I actually baked in a long time. This was the day that I actually came to the realization that I don't want that to be one of my businesses anymore, honestly. And hold on, let me get a little praise break. But anyways, this was one of those moments where I realized it's really time to say goodbye to one of my businesses. And I was a little sad about it, but when I really sat and thought about it, I just realized I was still holding on to the baking thing, hoping that I would get motivation to just love it again. And I'm not feeling it anymore. Originally, when I started baking, my mom cooked a lot, and it inspired me to get in the kitchen more outside of cooking. So I'm like, I want to start baking. So I went to my aunt and I let her know because she baked all the time. So she was like, yeah, girl, come over. Let me teach you how to make cakes. And I truly enjoyed it so much at first when my mom was alive, because, I had this idea that one day me and her will own a restaurant. I will have the bakery part of the restaurant. She will have the kitchen part. And that's really how we bonded. We bonded over the kitchen, honestly. And I noticed after she passed away, I didn't really bake for a while. I really wasn't baking much after my granddad passed away, honestly. But it really faded away after my mom passed. And I'm just like, the kitchen is a very emotional place for me because I learned a lot of my tips and tricks from her. And I just don't have the passion for it anymore. And I just remember when I first started baking, it was just fun. I would make different type of treats, and I would just go over to her house and let all my siblings try them for free. But then, of course, when you find out that you're good at something, you naturally feel like, okay, I can capitalize off this. But I'm just reaching a place in my life where I just have too many things on my hand. Like I don't even know how to describe it. Pretty much I reach a place in my life where I have my hands in too many pots. That's what I'm trying to say exactly right there. But I'm not gonna take away my little mistake that I just made, because I don't know what I just said. But I just feel like I have my hands in too many pots, and I just feel like everything does not need to be monetized that I do. I'll find things that start out as fun to me and they'll quickly go sour because I think that I need to turn it into a business, and I just feel like that's not true. I want to have some things that are just kept to myself and are just fun and I'm just passionate about. So I will continue to bake, but I won't be having a baking business anymore. I won't be selling anything baking related. When I bake, I just want to go back to being me in the kitchen, trying treats, my family trying treats, and, just coming up with new ideas. And if I grow a passion and I feel like that's something I really want to do, then I'll just carry on and do that. But this is the next day because I have got into a whole rant. I forgot to mention it is a new day. I didn't end up finishing that same day. I just did the baking part, like the cupcakes, and then I decide the next morning, I will go back and do the icing because this morning was the actual morning of the bake sale. So that's exactly what I did. As far as being in my office, you saw me selecting out a couple of different things on my Cricut machine, trying to decide what colors I was going to be using for my project. And then I just abruptly left and I ended up back in the kitchen the next day. But honestly, that's a part of entrepreneurship, and that's a part of wearing multiple hats. I can't be in one place multiple times. I can't be I can't even get my words together. I can't be all over the place at once. So there are times where I have multiple things to do. So I have to spend my time and chip away at it slowly. So I essentially end up kind of bouncing all over the place and going back to what's more important for me in that moment. So you kind of see me in and out of the office a lot making t-shirts. But mostly in the video, you see me baking because that is what I was selling at hand at that moment. And the t-shirt that I was making was just a gift for my sister-in-law, which I did end up finishing later in the video after I finished the cake jars. And y'all see them? Don't they look so good? I end up making cookies and cream and strawberries. But anyways, yeah, y'all, entrepreneurship is hard. I have my days. I do a lot. I wear a lot of hats, and I'm just trying to narrow down like what I'm really passionate about and kind of put myself in a niche, but not in a niche. Like I want to do multiple things, but it needs to make sense. Like for me, baking and making t-shirts and it's just a lot of stuff that I'm trying to do, and it's like it just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense business wise. It doesn't make sense branding wise. So I'm trying to find a way for all those things to coexist, but I feel like I will figure it out. I'm really in my season of just figuring it out and stop running from entrepreneurship, stop running from my talents when things get tough. And I hope you guys support me along this journey, and be sure to check out my website at diamondquinshay.com, and I'll see y'all in my next video. And thank you so much for tuning in. Bye.